Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Garden of Promises from Stamperia. And we are going to keep going with this project. This is a design project for Scrap and Create, and you can get all your supplies there. I will have links down below. And there'll be a link down below to the cutting guide for this project. This is going to be the first of two projects that we do with this collection. Okay, let's keep going. These are the pieces for a waterfall that we're going to put back here. And then I am running low. I mean, I have a lot of paper because I have 12 by 12s, but I'm trying really hard to limit myself to just the two 8 by 8s for this project because I get a lot of comments that some of my projects are just too expensive for you to do. So I'm checking this mat because I think it's too big. In any event, so I'm just going to do a solid mat here, and then we'll add some sort of tuck spot to it. So let me go ahead and trim this down. I thought I cut it the right side. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. I guess it's okay. I was thinking it was too big, but I think it's okay. So let's do that, and then we'll do the waterfall. Okay. All right, I have to tell you guys, and I don't know if I can tell you without cracking up. Whoops, I got glue on the front of that. Ugh, that's a mess. Okay, well, we're going to have to put something there to hide it. But the fact that it's down at all is a miracle. I just had one of those moments. I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, but where you start laughing and you cannot stop laughing. And I had to stop recording because I went to put the glue on that mat and my glue bottle had a clog. So I squeezed it and it exploded out all over my face. I kid you not. And fortunately I wear glasses, so it didn't go in my eyes, but I could not stop laughing. Anyway, okay, so I've survived that debacle. I lost the cap of the glue because I was laughing so hard I dropped it. Anyway, I will find another one. I have a bunch of them. That was funny. Okay, actually I better find the cover for this so it doesn't get clogged again. These are knitting needle caps. And they come, as you can see, in a package with a bunch. Okay. I don't know if you can see that actually. There we go. Okay, now let's do this waterfall. Move this out of the way. I always make my waterfalls flat and then put them in the book. So the first thing I'm going to do is put tape on the back of this. I'm probably going to have to trim it though. I'm trying to decide, should I tape it now or tape it later? I guess I'll tape it now. And just want to make sure I've got it the right way. I do. Okay. And I'll give you a measurement in a minute. It's in the cutting guide. Now you can make a waterfall directly on the page, but I prefer to make them separate. Okay, there we go. So this is going to be our base. And what did I do? Well, it is, I always want to burnish a tape. Okay, and that is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, pardon me. And then I have 4 pieces that are 4 3/4 by 6 1/4, and you want to score one long edge at a 1/2 inch and tape it like so. And then I am going to mat these. Now I have, as I think I mentioned earlier, very little paper left, so I'm using solid cardstock for this. Now, I mean, solid cardstock costs too, so if you want to save even more, you can just not mat this, because once you put a 4 by 6 photo on it, it's completely covered anyway, so and you only have an 1/8 inch around. So you decide how you want to do that. One thing about waterfalls is, especially in a small book like this, they give you a lot of real estate to add pictures. However, the downside is they take a lot of paper to make. So if you don't want to do that, then you can go ahead and just mat the inside back cover and put pictures there. And I'm just doing both sides. We're going to use a ribbon closure on this, so there's no need to find a place for a magnet. I feel like I need a little glue right up in that corner. I gotta find my little bottle. So there's the first one. Oh, and then what I'm going to do with this first one is I just cut this scrap. It's sideways. The text is sideways, but I like that. And I'm just going to put it down here. And I think I'm going to put it as a tuck. And just do a line of glue there, just to give a little bit of interest to the top one. Okay, so that'll be the top one. And then the rest I'm just going to do both sides. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll edit that out so you don't have to watch it. Put that there. Or I'll speed it up or something. Okay, got them all matted. Let's go ahead and put them down. So we don't trim corners on waterfalls. This just makes it easier to line them up. Go ahead and burnish. And a lot of times I am fairly easygoing about how things go, but with waterfalls you really need to line them up. So I've got that first one lined up on the corner. And then we're going to get it lined up on this corner, and it's lined up along the edges. It's kind of like building a brick wall. If you get the first one crooked, you're out of luck. They're all going to be crooked. Okay, so there we go. There's one. Okay, so then the next one is, hang on, okay, so here is the bottom of the tab that we just put. We just put that, and it's right there. Okay, this is going to bump right up against that, and since the first one is straight, it should be straight, but don't count on it. So what I mean by that is, again, line up that corner, line it up along the edge of your base, make sure it's lined up along the other edge. And then if it's slightly off here, that's fine, but it needs to be straight on these two sides. Okay, there we go. Nice, all right. And then what I might do later on is, now this is gonna look fine, and once you put pictures in, it's fine. But I might, after I do my 12 by 12 project, come back if I have any scraps and just put another strip of the color across each of these. But I think it's kind of a moot point, like I said, because it's going to be hidden by photos anyway. Okay, same thing again. Line it up with two sides and right at the top here. Oh, I see. Like, why is it so rough? I forgot I had tape on the back. Okay. I'm going to do the last one. Now this one is straight, but I've got a gap right there. It's fine. I'd rather have the gap there than have these be crooked or not straight. So that's what I was talking about, where if you have to, ignore whatever's going on up here. Now, the next thing we have to do, when you put down a waterfall, right, they're bumped up against each other. Theoretically, this reveal should be exactly 1/2 inch, right, because we have 1/2 inch tabs, but they're not going to be because of the way you're pushing these up against one another. They're not going to be perfect. So once I get to this point, I will measure, and my reveal is in fact just a hair shy of 1/2 inch, which is expected. And I just want to measure this last one, and this one is just a hair over a 1/2 inch. So I have to decide if I want to trim it or leave it. And I think I'm going to leave this one because it's so close. It's okay. But if it was too much, you know, if it was quite a bit, I would trim that so that it matched the others. I always make my base bigger than I need for that reason. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is add a mat here. And I left that to the end because I wanted to be able to measure it. It should be the same as the others. But of course, should be and is are totally different things. So yeah, 4 1/8. So I'm right, 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. So let me cut one more of those. Okay. Oh, I could have made that a little wider, I think. It's okay. Whoop. There. Okay, so there's our waterfall. Now, before I forget, we need a piece of seam binding to close this. And I have been using light pink. You could use white or green or whatever you like. And there's my scissors. That's longer than I need, but I'd rather have it too long than not long enough. Okay. And then, that's good. All right, so the center, this is 6 1/4. So the center is 3 1/8, which is right there. So I think what I will do, just double check. Hang on. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to put an extra piece of tape there. And I'm going to center this on top of that. Press down. Okay, there we go. It's going to be pretty. And this is going here. Here. Okay, that looks good. I'm just checking for fit. All right, I'm going to remove the back of the tape. This is a little tricky because you kind of have to just put the whole thing down and hope for the best. It's hard to do a gradual placement on one of these. Okay, now I want to get my bow centered as much as I can. Yikes, it slid on me a little bit. Yikes. Okay, well, we're going to call that done. And now I need to turn. I want to make sure I have it I'm making a mess. I want to make sure I have it centered top to bottom. That's why I turned it sideways. Okay. And then you can open it up and burnish it down. There, cute. All right, so now we just need to do our cover and any little embellishments on the inside that we want to do, and we will be done. So let me grab what we need for the cover, and I'll be right back. All right, let's do our cover. As you can see, I have all my stuff sort of scattered around. That's how I like to work. I know it's kind of a mess, but this way I have everything within reach and I can see it. I am not planning a super elaborate cover, so I am just turning some of these butterflies around, because this is geared for a beginner. But That doesn't mean that you can't have a really pretty cover. And as a beginner, you can do a complicated cover. They're not hard. It's just a matter of playing around with what you have until you get something you like. I want to show you, I brought this out, and this is Wintertail 2, I think, over to show you. Let me make sure you can see it. Okay. So what we're going to do is not all that different from this. This is just more complex. So there are loads of layers here with fussy cuts and die cuts and flowers and some embellishments. And all it is just starting from the back and just adding layer upon layer upon layer until you're happy with what you've got. So that's this. What we're going to do is not that different than this. It's just more simple. So let me put that aside. Okay, so I was going through my die cuts. That's these right here. Okay, and I came across this, and I really like the idea of just putting this here, just about, and then just adding maybe some actual flowers to it. Maybe not that one. Something like that maybe, or maybe just some smaller ones. And this is how I'll do it, is just put things down and then play with it. Or maybe down here, as though they had fallen out of the arrangement, would be pretty. Just a couple. Kind of like that idea. And then maybe something with words on it, tucked in. Or tucked in with the flowers at the bottom. But I'm kind of feeling something like that would be pretty. And then maybe add another flower there. Not sure about that. The other thing we have are some of these if we wanted to make this bigger. But I'm not sure about that either. But I'm thinking maybe put some of the fussy cuts that I've already cut in behind it. Yeah, that's pretty. Maybe if we put them low and sort of relate them to these flowers that we're going to add at the bottom. How are we doing? And then I think we need a little something over there. Whoops. Maybe, let's get rid of that one. Okay, just moving those. Maybe something like that, just to give that a little bit more oomph. Put that there. I feel like that flower, I feel like the flower I'm trying to use are a little big. And I have, those I think I used in another project. But I do have these, which I think were actually intended for a different project. Or maybe not, because that peach is beautiful. This is, what have I got here? Okay, I'm not sure which one's the, oh, here they are. Item 658731. And these are all from Scrap and Create. I think these might actually be intended for another collection that I have coming up. But I could steal one. Or maybe for this, because they do match really well. I just don't want to take away too much from that. Hang on. There's another peachy colored one in here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, thinking maybe that's what I needed. And then maybe add a little pink one and maybe something like that. Okay, I'm liking that. Okay, I think that's the route I'm going to take. So, all right, so these are going to go, I'm going to pull these out. I'm going to get these out of the way. So I'm going to use them in other places. So I'm just kind of getting an idea where these need to go. And I'm trying to decide if I want to ink them, and I guess I should. I can't remember, of course. I should have taken a picture. Once you get things where you like it, take a picture, because you're going to have to pick them up, and it'll help you remind you. Okay. And let's ink this as well. Okay. All right. Thinking right about there. And I'm just going to lift this up and add a little glue to the back. Right about like that. Okay. And then that one, right about there. Okay, now I need to ink this a little. That about there, right? I don't want to cover it. I think what I'm going to do is glue this down, but leave space at the top, almost like a tuck. That way I can put that little sign in, but it'll be where I want it. With these bigger ones, you really have to kind of press them down because they want to curl on you. All right, and then we're going to tuck that. That. Okay, and then take this one. Put it there. And with my flowers, I usually just put glue right in the center and let the rest of it sort of float. Okay. Put that there. I'm not sure I'm going to use that one. I feel like my problem with it is it's so high and everything else is kind of flat. So I think I'm not going to use that. But you know what we could use is a butterfly. Maybe a blue one would blend in nicely but still look nice. And we've got the orange one is pretty cool. If I was going to do that, though, I like the way it looks, but I'm not sure it's what I want. Maybe something like that where we use both butterflies, one up there, one down here. I think that one is a little big. I think I like the two blue ones. Let's do that. Okay, and then this one. There. That looks nice. I am happy with that. Okay, what I'm going to do, whenever I put flowers down, especially flowers and die cuts, because they're shiny on the back, the die cuts, and because of course the flowers are fabric, once I have them down, I want that glue to set before I fool around with the book anymore. So let's let this set. It'll only be a second for you. And then I'm going to add, we need to add the ribbon on the back, so we'll do that. And then we'll talk a little bit about inserts. So I'll be back in a second. I am back, and I've already attached the ribbon. I just did it the exact same way I did on the front. Put a piece of tape here, halfway down, centered it, and then put my ribbon on top. And I'm going to use these two cut-aparts to decorate that, just like that. Okay. And you have a lot of options here. You could put a pocket on the back, which I always think is really neat, and I never seem to do it. But it's definitely an option. You could put these in as tuck spots, but I'm just going to put them down flat. Whoa. All over my hand. I think that looks good. Okay, there's that. Okay, let's turn that over. Let's tie it and trim it. Now, you always want to, when you first make a book like this, you want to leave these fairly long, because as you add photos into the book, it's going to get fatter. So this bow is going to need more ribbon. Okay. Now, we need something for here, especially where I got some glue there. And I think what I want to use is one of these, or more, one or more of these. Kind of like that one because it's sort of like a corner. Okay, let's do that. You won't have to put this one down. I only have to because I got glue on mine. That, and then we need something right there. Wonder if we just want to echo that. I don't think I do. I just feel like it's too much. I think I'm going to put this up here, and we'll call that the only decoration. And this has little holes in it. Just need to poke those out. when you get to this stage, it's really just a matter of kind of playing around with it. And you might actually want to not do some of what I'm doing if you're keeping the book for yourself and putting your own pictures in it, and wait to add these elements until you've put the picture in so you can see what suits the picture. Okay, I think I got that reasonably straight. Okay. Now, I am not going to be making inserts for this book. You can, obviously, if you like, but we have some cut aparts I can put in. If you want more about how to make inserts, you can just look at the last video on pretty much any one of my series and see how to go about it. The basis of what I usually do is just take pieces of cardstock of a size to hold a photo, like 4x6. I would make 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Mat the front, put something plain on the back, and that would be my insert. That's most of what I do. But of course you can play with it and do it however you like. Thinking maybe a butterfly, but not that butterfly. That. I kind of like that. Let's do that. Okay, I'm just getting clear in my head what I was thinking. Or do I want to go that way? I think I want to go that way. So that means I do not want glue there, so I'm going to put my finger there so I don't put glue there. And then as far as the inserts for these side pockets, you know what? Let me cut one just so I can show you. What? Thinking aloud. Hang on. Okay. So these are 6-inch pages. So I just cut a 5 1/8 by 5 1/8 inch square. Hang on. Did I get glue on that? I did. Okay. And this may or may not be the right size, but that's how I start. And it's a little tight, so I'm definitely going to have to cut it down. Oh, yeah, too tight. Hang on. I think I said 5 1/8. What I meant was 5 7/8. So I cut it 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. And you know, there's only 2 of these, so I might actually go ahead and make them. I forgot I only had 2. And right now, since it's not matted, it's a little floppy. But I'm just testing it for fit, and it still feels a little tight. Okay, let me cut it down again. Okay, it's now 5 3/4. Let's see how that does. Okay, that's better. So it's 5 3/4 by 5 7/8. And I think I want it a little bit shorter. It's sticking out a little more than I would like. So this is how I do it. I cut a size I think, and then I adapt. All right, so it's now 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And again, this is going to be easier to put in here once it's matted. Okay, that's good. I'm going to cut a second one. I might as well, since we only have 2. Sorry, Holly has arrived on the scene. You probably heard her. Hey, baby girl. Okay, and then this one goes back here. So those are each 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I think I have enough paper to mat those. So we'll do that after. Okay, so that's good there. A little saying might be nice there. I like that one. I feel like we've used that, have we? Yeah, we used it there. Okay, so I'm not going to use that one. Obviously, that one appeals to me. I like this one that says "Hope surrounds us." Okay. That's a good one. Let's use that. All right, so if we do that, yep, we could add flower behind it. No, I don't like that. That's definitely too big. We have a little... That's too big. That's definitely too big. Let's see. That's what I was looking for. Something smaller. Oh, there we go. Yeah. How about some... Oh, I don't know if you got a chance to see that before it all went flying, but that's what I'm going to do. And this is something you can do also. I said you don't have to do it until you add your photos, which is true. But it's, I don't know if you can hear that. That's my cat scratching my chair. So you can wait and see what goes with what you're doing. Or you can do it before you put the pages in the book. It's really up to you. I tend to like to get to this point because, I don't know, it's just how I like to do it. Okay, so that's going to go there. And this is going there, and I'm going to let it stick up just a little bit. Okay, so put that there. And then this, yeah, that's nice, out there. Okay, and then, which one was I going to put on top of it? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Duh. All right. I decide how I want to face it. I think like that. Okay. Cover that S up so we can read it. Okay, there we go. That's nice. That needs to go there. Oh, we need a closure for this. And I think I'm just thinking of something, you know, like that we could just tuck it into. That's, I think, bigger than I want, though. I think this might be too small to be effective. Maybe not. I kind of like how that looks. I think this one is too big, I think. Maybe not. I'm leaning towards this one. All right. And then the other option would be to use something, well, not that, but one of the die cuts. But I think I'm going to go with this. So I've just put glue on the bottom edge, or in this case it's going to be the right side edge. Okay, there we go. then it lifts up, and then it goes under. Okay, that works. Okay, that's that. That's that. This would be a good spot for something larger if we wanted. It's so pretty though. I almost don't want to put anything on top of that. Although that looks really good, especially if we do it as a tuck. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm just gonna put glue on the bottom, but let me ink it first. So I am just going to, hang on. Sometimes these larger ones can get a little curved, so you can usually gently just bend them out. Actually, put that right about there. That looks good. There. And then this, I think I'm just going to put another flower on top just to add to what we have going on. Oh, I wonder if I want to do it with a die cut though. Although I'm being cautious here because I have a die cut here and I have no space between these pages. So if I add something else dimensional, I think that might cause me a problem. So I think I'm just going to stick here with the fussy cut. Put it right about like that. So just mentally deciding where I don't want glue and marking it with my fingers so I know anything above these fingers I don't want glue. Okay, yeah, see, that just improved that a little bit. And then we'll do something similar on this side. Maybe with that one. Yeah. So here is where I don't want glue. Okay. If you get a blob, just use your finger to go. That's good. I think I need a little teeny bit of glue right there. Okay, there we go. And I love that. I don't want to add anything to that. And then this is photos. Now I haven't matted these yet, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and use the burgundy because that's a spot for photos. So what I have, let me show you. I have just a few scraps left. And then I have, so I'll cut apart these. Hang on. I have this cut apart page, so I'll cut these apart and just use those as inserts. I have this page. This is from the second 8x8. I have this page of cut aparts. I have this page of cut aparts. So I'll cut all these apart so they can be used as inserts. And I think I have one more page. I feel like I have another one. I might not though, because I was pretty low. I do not have another page. Okay, so what I can do, because I still have these two side pocket inserts that we made, is I can use this for one, and then I can use, oh, oof. Sheesh, none of these are really particularly good for that. I could use this for the other one, and then use all these cut aparts. Because this is the back of that one, and that's the same color basically as my cardstock almost, so that's not going to help. And then these have those, so that's not going to help. What you can do is do what I'm doing, just be fairly minimal with your inserts. Or you could buy either a few 12x12 sheets separate, or you could buy a third 8x8. But right now, we've made this whole thing with only two 8x8s, and I will say a fair bit of cardstock. So, you know, I'm going to decide how you want to go. But let me cut these for those 2 side pocket inserts, and then we'll be done. All right, I am back, and I went ahead and did those mats, and let me show you. And I just tucked in whatever I had left of cut-aparts, but I did do these side pocket inserts, and you've seen me do enough mats at this point that you'll know how to do those. And so I put that one there, and this one, it's not too bad using the cut-apart, it looks fine. And that there. And then you can see I just put the cut-aparts here. And then again, you can make your inserts. For instance, here you could just make another one the same size as these cut-aparts, 5 3/4, and mat it if you have enough paper, and that kind of thing. This one I keep knocking. There we go. We did all that, and then I came back here and just added the 2 red ones for there. Now, depending what you have for scraps, you could go and add little narrow strips in between the pages if you want. That always looks nice. You could also add here a narrow strip if you have enough scraps, but I just wanted to show you the basics. So that is that. And I think we can call this one done. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're a beginner, I think this is a good one to start with. If you're not a beginner, it's still a pretty album, and I think you'll enjoy it. Again, this is Garden of Promises from Stamperia, and I am going to do a second project. I have 2 12x12s. This I used 2 8x8s to make this, and then I am going to make a flip book kind of thing, and that may only use one of the other 12x12s. I'm not sure. It does take more paper than you'd think. So we'll do that, and then we'll see where we're at. But anyway, thank you again for watching. Don't forget to visit Scrap and Create to get your supplies. I will have them linked down below. And I will also have a cutting guide for this project linked down below. So I guess that's it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.